I think there's some essentials to unity from this passage, and I want to just bring them out here. And if you're taking notes in your notebook, please write this down because it's critical. I would encourage you, as a matter of fact, to take that passage in John 17 and make it a prayer of yours. Pray through that passage for our church. Pray for our unity. It's that vital. Here's some essentials that you may want to know. Here's the first. Know what you believe. Understand your doctrine. Know how important this area of unity is. Pray to God to make this value that was so critical to Jesus, so critical that he would take time praying for it before he went to the cross, that he would make that value our value. I don't mean no, oh yeah, unity is important, and then we go living like we do. I mean to understand the value of unity and prioritize unity to the degree that Jesus prioritizes unity. If you call PCC home, can we all come to that common agreement that that matters? That unity should be as important to us as it was to Jesus. Here's the second thing you should know. Remember your purpose. Really, a key to unity is the fact that we're caught up in a greater purpose than ourselves. I remember a man named Howard Hendricks in a speech he gave when I was a college student. He talked about his dad, who was a general in a war during World War II. And he talked about how his dad would tell Howard, was a little boy when he came back, how he would tell his son, I could always tell the status of my troops by what they complained about. If they complained about the food not tasting good or we don't have enough movies, he said, I knew their head wasn't in the war. But if they complained about we need more armament, we need more shelter, we need more troops out here, I knew their head was in the war. Can I ask you a question? What do you complain about? What is it that when it comes to our church, and I know we're not perfect, we're not the best, we're just a bunch of broken people following Jesus, caught up in this great commission that he's given us. But the degree that you complain and what you complain about, that's a litmus test for where your head is in the game. Jesus gave us a great commission to make disciples of all the world. That's something that we can get caught up in. And if that's our great purpose, you know what? The way you worship, I'm not going to criticize that. The way I worship, I'm not going to criticize that. How long our services are, that doesn't matter because there's a greater cause that we're fighting for here. So your second essential is remember your purpose. Then your third is this. I would encourage you, agree on the essentials. There are some things we can't afford to have wiggle room with. And you can see up on the screen, here are 5 essentials that I'm sorry, there's no wiggle room. The way our denomination is set up, we focus on the essentials and we let the non-essentials work themselves out. Here's 5 essentials I would encourage you, we can't disagree on. And if in some area you have disagreement, then maybe, let's talk this through, but maybe this isn't the church for you. And I'm not trying to move people out of our church at all. I want people to come to the church and be a part of the body. But here's some essentials. The divinity of Jesus. Salvation through Jesus alone. The Bible says there's no other name under heaven and earth by which we can be saved. The resurrection of Jesus. He is alive even after he died. The return of Jesus. He's coming back. The authority of the Scriptures. This book that we open up every Sunday is unlike any other book. We say in our doctrinal statement, it is in its original text of Greek and Hebrew and a little bit of Aramaic, it is perfect. The perfect rule for life and godliness. That's why at some point in this service, every Sunday, at some point, the platform clears, the Bible is open, and we teach from the Bible. Gang, we've got to agree on those essentials. The shepherd of our church is Jesus. We want to be all about Jesus. And Jesus left his word for us to get to know him and get to have a game plan on how to do life. Then there's another part of being unified, and it's this. Be assertive in keeping the peace. Be assertive in keeping the peace. Honestly, This is rare. I see a lot of people who are assertive for being critical or assertive in gossiping. You know what? Let me encourage you to do a gut check and say, how assertive am I for keeping peace? You know what this is going to mean? Yielding. It's going to mean picking the mountains you want to die on. It's going to mean, you know, when you hear critical talk come, asking, have you talked to somebody about this? Or have you talked to the person about this? Hey gang, maybe it means we should stop talking and start praying and asking God to deal with us or deal with church leadership in this matter. Can I encourage you to be assertive in keeping peace? And then one last thing, be known for your love. Be known for your love. It's essential. You know what? I've learned, being in a body as incredible and complex as this body is, that things aren't always going to go my way. And thank God. If this church went the way I always wanted it to go, we'd be in bad shape. Loving means I am irrationally committed to the success of the gospel and the success of Jesus Christ by the way God defines success. And that means I'm going to have to yield. I'm going to have to love. Some things are more important than being right. And I would say one of those things is loving. It's so important that we love. So, as you break up and talk this through, I would encourage you, read through John 17 as a group. Talk about your observations. What do you see in that text? And then here's some discussion questions you may want to bring to the group. Why is it that Jesus prayed for unity, do you think, the night before he went to the cross? Why was that so important to him? Talk through, how does the enemy cause disunity in churches? Forget about churches. How does the enemy cause disunity in our gathering called PCC, in the body of believers called the Church of PCC? What keeps unity from being more of a priority in your life, in this community? Why is it not important as it should be to you and to me? Talk that through. And then, what can you do this week to foster unity in the life of the body called Peninsula Covenant Church? What would God want you to do to foster unity? I can't wait to be with you on Sunday. And let me just say parenthetically, given who we are, given all the factors that would cause us to divide, I'm blown away by the amount of unity we have here at PCC. Thank you for that. I just think it's a privilege to serve this church and the people that make up the believers at Peninsula Covenant. I say this all the time in my Gmail. I really mean it. I love being your pastor. I really do. God bless you. I'll see you on Sunday.